good evening. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. We're going to be hanging out for about an hour. There is no topic of conversation tonight. Whatever you want to talk about, Star Wars or not, let's hang out. Let's shoot the shit for just about an hour. Yeah. What's new? What's new with you? Sorry, man. I'm super tired. Me and my wife stayed up late last night. We just bullshitted and watched a bunch of stuff on YouTube. And our daughter woke up at 2 a.m. It took a little bit for her to get back to sleep. So I'm kind of running on fumes. Me and my daughter, my wife had to work today. So me and my daughter, kind of had a pretty lazy day. We rode bikes for a couple hours around the neighborhood, went to the park. And then when we got back, we had lunch. And then after lunch, around noon, we just started watching movies, man. We watched, we pretty much watched 3 movies today, which is very rare. My daughter usually doesn't like to just sit down and watch movies. She's kind of a kid that never stops moving and never stops running. So it's funny, she actually woke up and she said, "Dad, guess what? Guess what I want to do that I never want to do?" And I said, "I don't know." And she said, "I want to have a movie day." And I was like, fuck yes. Thank God, because I'm tired. And I guess she was too. So we watched, the first movie we watched was Princess and the Frog. She loves it. It's great. Then we watched most of Frozen, and she got kind of tired of it. And then we watched like a 30-minute thing, like a Mickey Mouse 30-minute Halloween thing. And then the third movie we watched was called Spooky Buddies. Spooky Buddies. It's just like a stupid movie where dogs talk and I don't know. It was silly. It was like an hour and a half. I mean, she loved it. She wanted to watch it again. Yeah, so it was a good long movie day. It was nice to relax a little bit. Welcome, guys. What's new with you? What's new with you? Swish, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the stream. Swish says, couldn't finish Ahsoka. Bro and I got to flashback episode and realized we wasted 4-ish hours for half an episode of cool stuff. Even Obi was better in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's very hit or miss for me. I can completely understand why you feel that way, Swish. And most of the time I felt that way as well. I was kind of surprised that, we all like different stuff. Everybody loves Star Wars for different reasons. Everybody's looking for something different in their Star Wars. And I understand why people love it. But I was very surprised to see like a pretty much majority overwhelming love for the show. For me, it's very 50-50 for me. Same with Obi-Wan. Same with Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett. Same with Mandalorian, to tell you the truth. The only show that's really been top tier for me is Andor. Yeah, Ahsoka was. It's neat to see something that like I don't really like through and through care for get so much love. Because. I mean, there's going to be Star Wars that you like, Star Wars that you dislike, Star Wars that you hate, Star Wars that you love. And, even if something doesn't smack you and hit you right in the feels, then, I'm at least hoping that people enjoy it, But, yeah, it was all right. It was okay. Most of the shows that have come out have just been kind of okay to me. Nothing's really blown me away other than Andor. Just because it's something different. So many of these shows feel so similar to each other. And it gets kind of tiring. And I don't know. Andor is the one that kind of had the most ingenuity. Nice camera work. Ahsoka left a lot to be desired when it came to like movie magic. If that makes sense. But yeah. Anyway, Swish. Yeah. It's fine. I like Boba Fett more than Ahsoka. At least Boba Fett kept my attention. Yeah, I get it. I completely get it. I don't really know how to rank the TV shows, to tell you the truth, because so many of them are just kind of meh for me, But Ahsoka got better as it went along, in my opinion. The first, 3 episodes I didn't really care for. It got better, but it's still, I don't know. It still just felt kind of, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I really don't know how to describe it. Like the action I described as weightless. I mean, I feel like that's a good way to describe it, but I don't really know what it means, you know? But I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate that, Swish. Cheers. Bottom of Barrel Budget Films, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well. Bottom Barrel Budget Films says, even when I strongly disagree with you, you're great. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Even when I strongly disagree with you as well, you're great too. That's the best attitude to have. I feel like most people around the HelloGreedo parts kind of have that attitude as well, you know? If there's an asshole in the chat, they tend to be an outsider and they don't really understand the vibe of this channel. We can disagree wholeheartedly, but at the end of the day, most of the time, you know, somebody in the chat, dude, there's people in the chat that I disagree with all the time. Like, and I'm like, why do you even stick around? You know, we don't argue or anything, but they disagree with like everything that I say. But it's kind of neat that they stick around. It's always civil. And I think, you know, that's what it's all about. That civil conversation, even if you vehemently disagree with everything that I say when it comes to Star Wars, and your vision for Star Wars is 80 degrees in the opposite direction, you know, we still love the same thing, and we still are civil about it. And that's what it's all about, you know. There's no reason to... Look, we're talking about Star Wars. We're talking about movies. We're talking about fun, fictitious stuff. Why be an asshole, you know? I don't understand it. Silly stuff. But anyway, I appreciate that, Barrel. Cheers, man. That's what it's all about. I have not watched Superman and Lois yet, Fat Man. I was planning on it last shift, but we ended up watching a bunch of movies. It was nice because we barely ran any calls. I think we ran 4 calls last shift, which is very low volume, which was great, which is nice. Thank you to the citizens. So we watched just a bunch of movies. It's funny, man, like we watched some like really shitty it's really interesting to me because I love sci-fi. I don't know. I like Interstellar. I like Looper. I like stuff like that. I like things that make you think. And a lot of the guys that I work with just like, you know, knockoff Exorcist movies that have a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is fine, to each their own. But, you know, when I suggest something like Looper or something like that, they don't really like it. And I'm like, what? Looper fucking rules. What universe am I in? What's going on? But, again, to each his own. They'd rather watch some knockoff Exorcist movie that has a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes over a really fun, inventive sci-fi movie like Looper. That's fine. But it's interesting to me. I've never kind of experienced that before. But Eddie G, hi Greedo. I would like to know your thoughts on Thrawn Alliances. I just picked it up. Is that Alliances? Is that the one that? Let me see. Thrawn Alliances. Yes. Okay. So I did read this one. I get them confused. The Thrawn Alliances, and Thrawn Treason. I get those 3 confused with the other Thrawn series that is going on, like Ascendancy and all that stuff. I liked Thrawn and Thrawn Alliances. I don't know which one I liked more. I really liked Alliances, the way that it ping pong. I don't want to spoil anything because you said you just picked it up, but the way it ping pongs through time, the way Thrawn discovers things, the way I don't want to spoil anything, but I thought the relationships in that book were great. yeah, Thrawn Alliances, and I'm reading Thrawn Treason right now. And I'm having a hard time getting into it. I think that's just because my schedule, and I haven't really like sat down actually and digest it and read a good chunk at a time. I haven't really read that much of it yet, but I bought it recently and it's sitting in my Kindle, so I'll probably fire it up a little bit tomorrow, get to reading it. But yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy those books. They're great. But yeah. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Oscar says, this channel's like a cozy coffee shop with a warm, friendly staff, except it's in outer space. All others are Mickey D's where line fight break out. I appreciate you saying that, man. It feels that way for me as well. I've said this before, but like, these live streams are, I don't know. I look forward to them every time I do them. Like, it's just a way for me to kind of hop on microphone and shoot the shit with you guys, talk life. It's almost therapeutic in a way, you know. It's an outlet for me. And, you know, we talk about everything. Rarely talk about Star Wars. Talk about life, you know. If Alex is on, we talk about boot camp, how he's doing in there. If Oscar's on, we talk about writing, you know, just, it's all over the place, and I love it. And it's like a real conversation. I feel that's the way I feel. I don't know how other YouTubers do it. I don't know how other streamers do it. I have no idea. I don't really watch very many streamers or YouTubers. So if they do it this way, awesome. If they don't, I'm sure it's just as fun and different and unique. But this is a fun little outlet for me, and I always appreciate you guys tuning in. It's a good time. But hey, Mickey D line fights are okay too. Sometimes you just got to get that aggression out, man, at 2 a.m. when I don't know, somebody gives you the stink eye and you're all hopped up. I don't know. But cheers, man. I appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that channel support this evening. Let's see. Where was I? Thrawn Alliances. There we go. No, I didn't see the new Exorcist. I don't, you know, if I'm watching like a horror movie or something scary or whatnot, I tend to I don't really like those kind of like demon possession movies. I think it's because you know, I'm not religious, that kind of stuff, the possession, whatever. It honestly, it's like goofy to me, like when I see, I don't know how to describe it without coming off as like an asshole. When I see like all of these, you know, Exorcist knockoff movies, most of the time they make me roll my eyes and like they do nothing for me, which is they come off as silly. And I mean, maybe that's just me. Does anybody else feel that way? But like whenever I see, I don't even know a good example. But whenever I see like somebody crawling on the ceiling or somebody getting possessed, and then like a priest coming with a cross and like reciting Latin, and then the smoke comes out of the cross, and like they calm down, like that stuff is very silly to me. It's not scary to me whatsoever. It just completely comes off as silly, and I don't get into it at all. So yeah, I mean, like, to each his own, but maybe if I was religious, I would feel a little different about all of that, but you know, I'm not. If I'm watching a quote-unquote scary movie or a horror movie or something like that, I prefer, you know, an original Dawn of the Dead or 28 Days Later, you know, stuff like that. But, yeah, that's just me. That's just me. Anyway.
What's up, HG?
Oh.
Kinda backing up to your conversation earlier, do you have any movies you can't wait to show your kid once they get older?
Mr. Wolfman, good to see you. Ricky and Oscar, thank you guys so much for the channel support this evening. Wolfman says the micro series review is coming. How about this? I'll watch that tomorrow at the station. I will go into I will lay in my bunk. I will fire that up, put in some headphones, and I will watch that. It's been a long time coming, right? It's been a long time coming. I can't believe I haven't, I really can't believe that I haven't, watched it. I mean, how long ago have people been telling me to watch that thing? Years. Years and years and years. And I still haven't done it. That's silly. That's very silly to me. I can't believe I haven't. Yeah, so how about this? In the next, let's say, I don't know, in the next week. How about in the next week? In the next week, I will get a micro series review up. Deal? Deal, Wolfman? Deal? Deal? Alright. I promise. I promise in the next week. I promise. Next week, I actually have Tuesday, Wednesday off. Is that right? Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I have... Hold on, let me check my schedule. Yeah, I have Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then I have Friday off. So, I will be able to get up a micro series review. I promise. I promise. Deal? If I don't get that up this week, I want you to unsubscribe, and I want you to tell me to fuck off. Yeah? Deal?
I highly recommend checking out Tales of the Jedi. The Dooku episodes are amazing and greatly expand on his character. I won't spoil anything, but one episode really makes me wish he was in TPM.
Anyway, I appreciate that, Wolfman. Cheers. I'll make it happen. 1000%. Let's see. Ricky, thank you so much. And Oscar and Metallic Madness and George and Andrew and Christian, thank you guys so much. Holy hell, we just got a ton of super chats in. Rapid fire. I appreciate it, guys. Let's see. Ricky says, "What's up, HG? Kind of backing up to your conversation earlier. Do you have any movies you can't wait to show your kid once they get older?" Yes, I actually have a little list, man. And I don't have it on me. It's actually on my phone. Where is my phone? It's right there. But yeah, I can recite some. Oddly enough, like on the top of my list, like one of the tip top movies I'm super excited to show my daughter is Men in Black. Men in Black is just such a fun, silly.
I nearly had a
1 sec.
collision with a kangaroo at 2:30 a.m. last Saturday. It leapt into the road suddenly while I was going 50 miles per hour. At
Kangaroo?
least my kangaroo survived. This was after hanging out with friends to binge Ahsoka.
Jeez, George, thank you so much for the channel support. That's absolutely terrifying. When I first read that and heard the robot saying it, we have gas stations here called Kangaroo gas stations, and for whatever reason, my dumb brain went to, oh, a Kangaroo gas station, but no, it's not a Kangaroo gas station. It's an actual living, breathing kangaroo. That's pretty terrifying, man. But give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. Alright, there we go. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, so Ricky, like one of the tip top ones is Men in Black. I'm super excited to show her Men in Black. It's just, I remember watching that when it first came out in the theater. I was just beyond thrilled with that movie. It is just, it's fun, it's action packed, it's silly, it's inventive and imaginative, And then of course you have E.T. And I know my wife is super excited to show our daughter Stand By Me. That's like her favorite movie of all time. Yeah, so then there's things like Apollo 13, of course, movies that I watched as a kid, but I've only grown to appreciate them more. But yeah, in terms of like two movies that I'm super excited to show her from a childhood wonder perspective, it's Men in Black and E.T. Kind of for the same reasons, I guess. I mean, like, and then October Sky, even something like October Sky. It's just, October Sky is just such a fun, feel-good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's great. It has a young Jake Gyllenhaal in it. It's fantastic. So yeah. There's a laundry list, a long list. Back to the Future. Everything that I watched as a kid, right? But, she's going to be into her own thing. So I'm equally excited to watch, movies that she's interested in. That maybe I know nothing about, her generation's movies. Can't just have her watching everything that I watched, right? But anyway, all the greatest hits indeed. Absolutely. I appreciate that, Mr. Ricky. Hope you're doing well, man. Oscar, Metallic, George, Andrew, and Christian, thank you guys so much. Oscar says, my dad loves Exorcist movies, and they are all the same. Yeah, I mean, I really don't get it. They don't scare me at all, like, at all. I really don't understand, like, why people... Again, I have to preface this by saying we all like different stuff, right? But, it's like one genre of horror movie that I don't get creeped out by stuff like that. Or like paranormal stuff, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't really understand why I don't. It doesn't interest me at all. If I'm watching a horror movie, again, I'd rather watch something like 28 Days Later or Dawn of the Dead, or even like something with vampires. But like paranormal ghosts and demons and all that, like instead of being scared or jumping and being frightened by something, it usually makes me like laugh because it's so silly. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird, Oscar. People love them. But I don't get it. Again, I think is there a religious element to it? Like, again, I'm not religious at all. And is there like does it make it, if you are religious, does it make it scary because you believe in like demon possessions and stuff like that? I mean, I guess from that perspective, I can see why it would be appealing, why it would actually be a little scary, because you actually believe this stuff is real, right? I don't believe that zombies are real, but if they were, it'd probably be pretty goddamn scary. But I don't know. It's weird. To each his own, I suppose. To each his own. To each his own. Yeah, anyway. Metallic Madness, thank you so much. Metallic says, I highly recommend checking out Tales of the Jedi. The Dooku episodes are amazing and greatly expand on his character. I won't spoil anything, but one episode really makes me wish he was in The Phantom Menace. Yeah, I know. I don't really know too much about Tales of the Jedi, but I know a lot of people have told me to watch it, and I think it's pretty easily digestible, isn't it? I mean, it's like... It's only like, what? The episodes are only like 15 minutes long. Am I wrong in saying that? Is that correct? I mean, I think they're pretty short, right? I want to say they are. I think they are, right? If that's the case, you know, it'd be pretty fun to burn through it pretty quick. I think I could do that pretty fast. I mean, a 15-minute episode is just kind of like the perfect time. Perfect. Yeah, so I have been wanting to I like Dooku as a character. You know, we saw him in the Clone Wars. I've been wanting to read the Dooku book for a while. I like when, you know, books and whatnot expand on a character that maybe felt a little flat in a movie or a show. So the Dooku episodes are very good. I've yet to watch the others, but I imagine they're of similar quality. There you go. Yeah, like, first on my list right now is the micro series, the Clone Wars micro series. So maybe after that, I'll watch some Tales of the Jedi. I need to. I mean, I haven't talked about any of that stuff because I haven't watched any of that stuff, you know. I don't understand why I haven't. For whatever reason, man, I have a hard time getting into a lot of animated shows. I don't know why. Like, I watch every single live action show, but for whatever reason, when it comes to animated shows, I am very picky with it, and I don't really understand why. I don't understand why. But anyway, Metallic, I appreciate that. The recommendation absolutely sits at the top of my brain when it comes to things that I need to, what I need to watch. But as of right now, the micro series is at the tip top of my my watching list, and I need to get on it. But anyway, I appreciate that, man. George Heilman, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well. George says, I nearly had a head-on collision with a kangaroo at 2:30 a.m. last Saturday. It leaped into the road suddenly while I was going 50 miles an hour. At least I and the Roo survived. This was after hanging out with friends to binge Ahsoka. Yikes, man. That's scary. Those close calls scare the shit out of me. I mean, it kind of like, you guys know my job, what I do as for a living. And it, life is so damn fragile. One wrong turn, one slip up, one complete fluke, one just unlucky luck of the draw, can change someone's life and everyone around them, their life immensely. So, seeing, that George, it scares me. That shit scares me. See that kind of shit every single day. Some fluke accident. Obviously, I won't go into specifics because I don't know. I don't want to really talk about it, but it's scary, man. It's scary. It's turned me into a very defensive driver, being in this job. Very safety oriented. But then you have things like that. A kangaroo popping out in the middle of the night. There's really nothing you can do about that. How do you plan? How do you predict that? You can't. You can't. You really can't. And that's what makes it so scary, But, hey, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're all right. Yeah, it's terrifying. But I appreciate that, George. I'm glad you and the kangaroo okay. Again, my stupid brain, like when I saw that out of my periphery, my brain went to, kangaroo driving accident. I thought in my country, we have gas stations called kangaroos. Kangaroo gas stations. In my stupid brain, without reading it entirely, thought, George almost got into a wreck at the Kangaroo gas station. But nope. A real life kangaroo. A real life kangaroo. Terrifying. We, in the United States, we have a problem with people hitting deer. People hit deer all the time. All the time. And there's really nothing you can really do to avoid them. They're everywhere. It really depends on where you live, but you know, they just kind of pepper the landscape, and they're all over the place, and I'm sure it's just like, I don't know how prevalent kangaroos are down there, but if they're anything like deer here, then oh my god, they're just like unavoidable. It's just a factor of life. It's crazy. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, George. I'm glad you're all right. But George. Cheers, man. I combined cheers and George. George. There you go. Andrew Smith, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Hey, Greedo, if Filoni is making Heir to the Empire movie, would you want legacy casting of OT characters? Alden as Han or Billy Lord as Leia? Oh, Billy Lord as Leia. Interesting. Yes, I mean, if they are going to... I think that would be the kind of... Wow, geez, I don't know. That's really tough. I don't think they're going to, Andrew, first of all, I don't think they're going to flat out make an Heir to the Empire like 1-for-1 remake or like a movie that just kind of follows that book. That's not what Star Wars has ever done. You know, I've never wanted Star Wars to be based off of a book. Maybe take some of the ideas and whatnot. But I would almost rather have none of the original cast in a movie that takes place in that era, that kind of, I don't know, ping pongs off of some of those ideas. You know, what would be the alternative? Would they cast Alden Ehrenreich in the Han Solo role, you know, in an Heir to the Empire movie? Would they, you know, de-age? Would they do a combination? I don't know. I would almost rather it not. To tell you the truth, I would not want an Heir to the Empire movie. I would want something original. I wouldn't want it to be a 1-for-1 recreation. I would maybe, again, take some ideas, but don't make it based off of a book. You know. So instead of recasting or casting like younger actors or whatnot, or even de-aging, I would almost want a completely original story that has none of the original trilogy characters in that, in it, you know. Because what are you gonna do? Forever and ever, you're gonna like de-age or you're gonna recast, which is fine, but you know, and maybe some people find it weird that I'm even saying this because I'm the original trilogy guy. I love those characters. They are my Star Wars, you know. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I really wouldn't want CGI characters. Recasting, I mean, it would work. I think I would rather have recasting than like de-aged CGI characters. But I would rather have them not even appear and it be an original story, you know. But that's just me. That's just me. And I can't imagine it's going to be like an identical story or whatnot. But we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, cheers, Andrew. I appreciate that. Christian, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Christian says, not sure what to type here. Love your channel. Love your book. Love Pine Grove because of you. There you go, Pine Grove. Been watching since 2015. Ah, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, Pine Grove rules. if you guys haven't, I mean, I've occasionally worn Pine Grove shirts and sweaters, I think. Both. I don't know if I've worn a shirt yet. But yeah, it's a band. Pine Grove is a band, and they're fantastic. They have a little twang to them, a little indie rock. They're fantastic. I love them. They're one of my favorite bands I've listened to in the past decade. But yeah, they're fantastic. Check out Slaughter Beach Dog as well, Christian, if you're looking for some other new music. They're wonderful as well. But I really appreciate the sentiment there, man. 2015, that's a long time ago. That's almost 10 years ago. That's crazy. That's crazy. I've been doing this for a long time. And I've always said that I have a healthy relationship with it. You know, I don't ever feel pressured to make anything. I never feel pressured to pump out content, or I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants, make videos when I feel like it, and stream when I feel like it. And, you know, I think to me, that's the healthy way to do this. It's never been my main gig. It's always been a fun thing that I do, you know. And I wouldn't want it any other way. Like, whenever I have had, like, you know, it's very easy to get burned out with this stuff, as silly as it sounds. And there have been periods over the past 12 years of this channel existence where I have just made a ton of stuff in a period of like a month. And after a while, it starts feeling like a job. And I've never wanted to feel that way. You know, whenever it started to feel that way, I kind of like take a step back and let go a little bit. And, you know, I get back to it in a month or so. That's the healthy relationship that I have with YouTube. And, you know, it's, people do it different. People pump out videos every single day. People pay attention. I pay attention to my analytics like once every a couple times a year, to tell you the truth. I look at my analytics. People analyze that shit and like make videos based off that stuff and like put a lot of care and thought into that. And I'm just over here like making a video about, I don't know, some Phantom Menace toys that I'm unboxing that I've had for 20 something years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's the healthy relationship that I'm talking about. But anyway, man, I appreciate the kind words there, Christian. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in all these years to this silly YouTube channel. Almost 10 years. I started watching when my daughter was born, and she just turned 8 this year. Nice. Yeah, my daughter is going to be 6 this upcoming year. And that's wild to me. That's wild to me. Different lives, different human, you know. But anyway, I appreciate that, Christian. Cheers, man. Thank you so much for the support this evening. Oscar, thank you so much as well. Oscar says, when I have kids, I'm showing them Spirited Away. Is that the anime? I think somebody's told me about that. It might have been you, Spirited Away. Yeah, okay. 2002. Is this, let's see. One sec. One sec. Is this like so she's 5.5 right now. It's rated PG. Scary creatures and strong heroine. Age 9+ is what. I've never looked at Common Sense Media before. I've never looked. I guess this is a website where parents can go on and say what age they recommend and if it's good for kids and stuff like that. So she might be a little too young. I've never looked at this website. I know its existence. I've never really cared though. But maybe she's a little too young. I'll have to look into it. But she's finally getting into watching movies. Like, finally. Finally getting into watching movies. Today we watched, like, because we were both super tired, we watched almost 3 movies. Have her watch it when she's like 9. Okay, Catherine, there you go. Yeah, all right, that'll be on the list. I've always wanted to see it too. I've heard it, the name of the movie mentioned so many times, and it has an amazing rating across the board. So yeah, this is going to be on my list of things that we're going to watch together. I think that'd be pretty awesome, for sure. Yeah, anyway, Oscar, I appreciate that, man. Cheers. Minato Namikaze, thank you so much. Minato says, are you an F1 fan? Other interests besides movies? No, I'm not. I don't really know anything about that world. Racing or anything like that. The other interest that I have besides movies, I'm massively into kind of space exploration, the history of the space race, the Apollo program, Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo. That's kind of like my obsession, and astronomy as well. So space exploration and astronomy. I know a lot about kind of the space race and the details of the Apollo missions and whatnot. That is one of my biggest interests outside of movies and Star Wars and stuff like that. And also, I like hiking, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I guess my job is kind of an interest too. I take a lot of pride in training and whatnot. That takes up a lot of time. Like, yeah. So, yeah, I guess my other than no, the moon landings are real. Everybody that I've ever encountered who thinks the opposite of that knows nothing about them. I've talked to somebody recently who was like, who didn't believe we landed on the moon because the moon doesn't have gravity, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It doesn't have gravity. This is our starting point. This is why you think it's fake, because it doesn't have gravity. Okay, we have there's no common ground here. You literally know nothing about nothing. So this is our starting point. Okay, what the fuck? What are we even talking about here? Like, it's so stupid. Yeah. Anyway, it's beyond dumb. But anyway, I appreciate that, Minato. Yeah, games, space exploration. Yeah. I like music. I love music. I like listening to new music. Beer and breweries. But I appreciate that, man. Vince, good to see you, Vince. Thank you so much for the channel support as well. Vince, MST3K fan. What is that? MST3K. What the hell is MST3K? I'm going to try to figure this out without Googling it. MST3K fan. MST3K. Is this a band? MST3K. What would be the 3000 be? 3K. Oh, Mystery Science Theater. 3000. Mystery Science Theater 3000. There you go. Figure it out with a little deduction. So no, I I know I watched some as a kid, but I have no memory of it really. So no, I wouldn't call myself a fan. I love the idea of it. Apparently they rebooted it a couple years ago, right? On Netflix. Wasn't Patton Oswalt involved with that? I think. No, I'm not a fan of it. That's not because I don't think I would be. I've just never really seen it. But it seems like the type of thing that would be right up my alley, you know. I mean, I loved Beavis and Butthead back in the day when they just sat there and talked about music videos. I don't know if that's an equal comparison, but in my brain, somebody who hasn't really seen an episode in 30 years maybe, in my brain, that's an equal comparison. But no, I've never really watched it. I would love to at some point. So you hate it. There you go. But no, I'm not a fan, and that's just because I've never really seen it. But you know what I'm excited to watch tomorrow? The new Red Letter Media video, the Halloween Best of the Worst that they just put out today. Wasn't able to watch it today, so I'm going to watch that tomorrow. Probably, I'll watch the micro series tomorrow. Again, if I have time. It depends on the call volume that we have tomorrow. But I'm planning on watching the Clone Series micro series from what, like 2002? And also the that Best of the Worst Halloween. Should be good. Should be a good time. Should be a good time. I love those videos. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. Cheers, man. Boom, 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 boom. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. Alright, there we go. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much for coming in with the final super chat and channel support of the stream. Oscar says, where did it go? Oscar says, most of the Studio Ghibli catalog is family friendly. They were released and dubbed by Disney back in the day. Celebrity voices too, they're on HBO. Oh, nice. I didn't realize they were so easily accessible. Let's see. There we go. On HBO. Okay. We were trying to watch the Lego Batman movie. We woke up this morning and the Lego Batman movie was on TV. We had never seen it before, so we just turned it on. It was playing from the start. We were only able to watch like 30 minutes of it, but we loved it. We loved it. And tonight after dinner, we turned it on HBO, and I didn't realize it was on there. For whatever reason, I didn't realize that, like, HBO has a huge DC catalog. Dude, I live under a rock. I'm sure that's very common knowledge, but, but I just did not know. I just did not know. Just like I did not know that, the Studio Ghibli stuff was so easily accessible on HBO either. But I appreciate that, Oscar. Yeah, I'm excited to watch that kind of stuff with my daughter. You know, there's a lot of things like that I've never seen. That'll be fun for both of us to, you know, to kind of jump into for the first time. You know, it'll be fun to experience something that I don't know anything about. But yeah. Anyway, Oscar, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for coming in with the final super chat and channel support of this little old what is today? Sunday evening stream. I don't know what day is. I don't know what day it is anymore. My schedule is so weird. I never know what day it is. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Let's see. I'm looking at the calendar right now. So I will be at work. I will be. I'm trying to think. So either Tuesday or Wednesday night, I will be doing a stream. Either Tuesday or Wednesday night. Beyond that, I really don't know. Yeah, either Tuesday or Wednesday night I'll be doing a stream. I'm going to try to get that video up of the micro series this week. That's my plan. I don't see any reason that I can't get it up. Either, maybe I'll schedule it for Thursday or something like that. But yeah, that's my plan. Anyway. Alright guys, that's it for me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Alright guys, I'm tired. Let's hop on. Oh, Oscar can't beat Michael Keaton voicing a flying pig. I didn't realize that. I don't know if we got that far in it. The movie's super funny though. I've only seen the Lego movie. I've never seen any of the Lego Batman or any of the other ones. So like my daughter's super into it, and on Friday me and my wife both have off, and when my daughter gets out of school, we're gonna have a little movie day. So maybe we'll finish watching the Batman Lego movie and or maybe start something else. But all right, that's it for me. All right, everybody, thank you so much for the super chats, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm a little tired tonight. I apologize. I don't know if I was on, quote unquote, on, but I'm a sleepy boy. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out, man. This was fun. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Have a fantastic morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are on planet Earth, and I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya!